Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to view my presentation on how we can improve test cases here at ThreatTrack Security. How to improve our test cases here at ThreatTrack Security. Since 2012, we have been using TestLink as our web-based test management system for testing software quality assurance. It allows us to create test plans, test cases, and gather metrics into meaningful reports. Testers create test cases that has test data, preconditions, steps, and expected results. As a tester, I ensure quality in the product by finding defects, logging those defects, testing the fixes from development, and give input on how the product should function from a customer perspective. I think there is a problem that stems from the fact that there is no set guidelines for a tester to create a test case. Which brings us to the opportunity. The current situation as it stands, each test case can be created by one of several different testers. Each one may have a different focus, strengths, and weaknesses. Some of the test cases are good, some of them are bad. Others have missing pieces or are not fully developed. A redundant step multiplied times several different testers leads to a great deal of wasted productivity. We need a process in place to proactively prevent issues from occurring. The key success factors for this project are consistent test cases. Summary, preconditions, steps, and results are all filled out according to best practices. A single repository of information. TestLink will be used as a repository for how to test features and how they work on a deeper level. Testers will not have to search for where to find information or who knows about it. Less confusion, no duplicated steps, no misinformation. We need to get everybody on the same page. And finally, simpler training. A single repository of information means easier training for new members. It also ensures the information they learn is correct and accurate. Analysis of the alternatives. What can we do? First is the status quo. That's the approach that we're using right now. This is the safest approach. There is no loss, but there is also no gain. No additional resources or training or time to acclimate to the change. The second alternative is that we can create the template. This is relatively the riskiest approach. There's a moderate amount of time to train and acclimate to the changes. And lastly, the blended approach. This approach has a moderate amount of risk, but it also requires the most effort and resources to maintain two separate repositories until we formally switch from one system to another or keep the current system. It also has a moderate amount of time to acclimate to the change, although the length of the training could be fairly long because you have to train in multiple phases, such as half the team now or half the team later. The benefits and the risks. Benefits. Consistency. Consistent test cases without redundant information, incorrect information, unnecessary steps, or missing information. The test cases should all follow a similar flow and pattern. The big one, increased productivity. Easier to follow test cases are quicker to run in succession. Writing test cases with the guideline should also be faster and more efficient. Less mistakes in the test cases. Using the template as a guideline and checklist will prevent the most common mistakes that occur when creating a test case. Quicker training. The single repository of information gives trainees a single point of reference for obtaining the correct information. This allows the trainer to focus on other matters instead of explaining what is clearly documented. Which brings us to the risks. The risks of this project are very minimal and can be altogether eliminated or mitigated with the proper support. Lack of participation. Some people enjoy the status quo and may not like the change. Management has to follow through and support this decision. Time spent correcting. Additional time may be needed to correct mistakes in the initial phase. Lack of innovation. Some testers may get too used to the new process and not think of new ways to test the product. Support from the team is necessary to counteract this phenomenon. This is the process workflow as I envision it. As you can see in the yellow, there is only one new step in the process, but that could amount to such drastic changes and benefits. Initially, a story or bug is created. We add it to the sprint. Tasks are assigned. Then we use the test case template to create the test case to verify that it's accurate and complete. Then we add that to the test plan. Either we add a new feature and update the test case, or we execute the test case. Finally, I ask that you allow me to create this test case template with the help of the team and improve the test department. I would like you to choose the approach that you think is best, and then we implement the changes. I think using a structured approach to creating test cases can have a dramatic effect on test cases being created. The benefits far outweigh the risks that are involved with this new process. You can see this as a team building exercise that will shape us into a more cohesive team. I think you will see the significant and measurable changes in the test department if you decide to implement this new process. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, you can find me at myron.wu@threattrack.com. Thank you very much for your time. I would love to hear your comments and questions. Please email me at myron.wu@threattrack.com. Thank you very much.